Welcome into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, the show that focuses on Giles, Lawrence, and Maury counties from the pages of your local newspapers. I'm Scott Stewart, publisher of the Pulaski Citizen, Lawrence County Advocate, and Main Street Maury. All of our Southern Middle Tennessee communities have remained busy either because of or in spite of the July heat, including a few stories that have crossed county lines this week. Your local paper is available at markets and boxes across your county and available by subscription by visiting mainstreetmediatn.com. That's mainstreetmediatn.com. Let's get our weekly wrap started with the Lawrence County Advocate. On the front page of the Lawrence County Advocate this week, got a whole list of stories, by the way. Long list of stories in Lawrence County Advocate this week. District Attorney General Britt Cooper has issued a warning about products sold at a Giles County vape shop. Very interesting story. You need to check that one out, top of the front page. Nicholas Heath Gobble has been convicted of the attempted murder of his mother. That's also there on the front page. David Crockett State Park has added an all-terrain wheelchair to allow greater accessibility to those with mobility issues, limited mobility. So check that out right there on the front page. Also, Summertown teen suffered chemical burns in a hazardous material incident last week, and no foul play is suspected in the death of a local teen found deceased during a welfare check last week. That's all on the front page. Inside, Most Wanted Cigar and Lounge has recently hosted its grand opening and ribbon cutting, and we've got the photo. Jessica Parrish will be the 22nd Judicial District's new judge beginning August 3rd. She was appointed by Governor Lee to replace retiring Judge David Allen. A Florida man has been indicted on attempted statutory rape charge. State Representative Clay Doggett helped secure $150,000 in state funding for Decisions, Choices, and Options. The Back the Blue law, sponsored by State Representative Kip Capley of Summertown, took effect July the 1st. State Senator Paige Wiley has shared some of the other state laws that have gone into effect since July 1st. We've got town criers, as always, also local obituary notices, local government announcements. Those are huge, man. You got to know what your government's doing, right? Community events, weather from our friends over Tennessee Valley Weather, local church directory. A big auction is set in Leoma next month, and we got puzzles and so much more in this week's Lawrence County Advocate. Also, Lawrenceburg Rotary Club has new officers. St. Joseph is looking to purchase some property near its city park. There's huge news in sports that came out last week as Summertown's two sports standout, Grayson Burleson, is transferring to Loretto to play basketball. Mo Patton has a story inside this week's Lawrence County Advocate. The Lawrence County Cal Ripken 8U All-Stars finished state runners-up. The Tennessee Sports Writers Association has named its state teams, and Loretto and Summertown both have players on the teams. In lifestyles, the Flower Lover Circle pays a visit to the farm. So much in this week's Lawrence County Advocate. Do not miss it. It's in markets all across the county now, and you can also get a subscription. You can call 762-1726, 762-1726, and you can get you a subscription, get that thing delivered to your house every week. Also pick it up at stores all across Lawrence County. 110 stores, by the way, carry the Advocate. So that's what we've got this week for you for Lawrence County Advocate. We'll be right back after this.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Having a good, confident smile and being able to portray that positivity to others is really helpful.
A professional family atmosphere is what we get every time we come here.
Our hygienists do a better job at kind of assessing mouths and coming up with plans than most dentists do.
They're very kind and they're very aware of other people.
I think if there's things that I would want you to leave here with, I want you to feel like you were heard, that we listened to you, and I want you to feel like that your concerns were addressed.
Whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, when it comes to your performance, don't settle for anything less than excellence. We're proud to announce that Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic is now Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia, where we are redefining sports medicine and orthopedics. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance's team of expert sports medicine physicians understands the unique demands of your body. TOA Columbia specializes in personalized orthopedic care, offering state-of-the-art treatments for everything from sports injuries to joint replacements. Learn more at toacolumbia.com.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
In the Pulaski Citizen Wrap this week, Debbie Smith is our Citizen Spotlight, and she's got the spot of honor right there at the top and center of our front page. Find out more about Debbie in the article inside this week's edition. On the front page this week, the Pulaski Board of Mayor and Aldermen has passed the first reading of an ordinance to regulate signs in the city. Linville will celebrate its 24th annual Linville Blackberry Festival this weekend, starting at 1 p.m. with festivities throughout the day. It's been quite a summer for the Boys and Girls Club of Pulaski, and we've got to look at what's been going on, including a look back at the Heroes of the Year event that raised more than $20,000 for the club. And in case you didn't know, the early voting is underway for the August 1st election. The Giles County Election Commission has been meeting and getting everything prepared for early voting and voting day. We've got some photos and info on the front page this week. Inside, so we moved around the square back a few weeks this month, and this month we're going to highlight Ag Impact Week that is going to include Here's the Big Festival this year. Now that's coming up August 5th through the 10th, and there's an article all about it on page A2, along with what's going on around the Pulaski Square this month. Minor Hill is looking for a full-time police officer. There was a fire at Countryside Apartments Monday. The Tennessee Kids Nutrition Food Box Program is looking for more volunteers. The Giles County Sheriff's Department is offering women's self-defense classes, obituary announcements, local government announcements, backward glances, general sessions court docket, property transfers, funny games, local church directory, and community events, and so much more every week in the Pulaski Citizen. You got Johnny Phelps, Giles Pass, celebrating the Liberty community. You got Margaret Campbell looking at an easier way to preserve those summer tomatoes. They celebrated the ribbon cutting down at the Daily Horn House recently, and we've got the photo. And Ash is our GCHA Pet Corner Pet of the Week. All that, and now here's Wade to tell us all about sports.
Hey folks, Wade Neely here, sports editor for the Pulaski Citizen. Time to give you an update on what's in print this week for the July 17th edition of the Pulaski Citizen. Our feature story this week is on a local student athlete, as Giles County former basketball and pitching phenom Carter Kelly has made a bit of a change of plans for his next destination. Carter was originally scheduled to attend the University of Georgia and pitch for the Bulldogs next fall. However, a shakeup in their coaching staff and a few other key personnel shakeups have led to Carter reopening his recruiting, I should say. However, the recruitment process was short-lived, as Carter has landed at a new school. We caught up with Carter. We caught up with Carter's new coach, who's Jeff Forehand of the Lipscomb Bisons. And we even talked to his former Giles County Bobcat baseball coach, Dustin Hill, kind of breaking you guys down into the process of how things got to where we were, and then now where we end up, as Carter again is off to Lipscomb University and will pitch for the Bisons beginning next fall. Speaking of the fall, UT Southern men's soccer has announced its schedule for the 2024 fall season. We talked to Firehawks soccer coach Brett Boylan about the schedule release, and it is a big and hefty schedule for home matches. You'll have a lot of opportunities to see the Firehawks at home this season at Grissom Pitch. And even though the schedule is challenging, Coach Boland says that if they take care of business at home, the Firehawks should have enough of a strong schedule and a strong record to punch their ticket back to the national tournament for the first time since 2019. So make sure you check that out. You can go ahead and mark those dates off on your calendar. And again, we had a blast, as always, catching up with UTS Firehawks soccer coach Brett Boland. As always, in print, we have good words from our good friend Larry Woody. Make sure you check that out. Tales of summer trips and campfires gone by. It's always interesting to see what Larry produces each week, but especially timely considering we're smack dab in the middle of the month of July. So one big feature story, one schedule release, and then words from Larry Woody, all part of what's in print this week in the Pulaski Citizen Sports Edition. And as always, if you missed anything in print, you can check it out online at PulaskiCitizen.com. I'm Wade Neely saying so long for now. We'll see you next week here from the Pulaski Citizen.
Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Hey, the Main Street Maury Wrap this week starts with an event that I attended out at Santa Fe last week. United Communications, county officials, and Duck River Electric broke ground at the site of the fiber expansion rollout there in the Santa Fe area. So, hey, we got the story right there at the top of the front page, tells you all about it. Also on the front page this week, David Allen Clark has been named the sculptor for a statue of Thurgood Marshall that's going to be in downtown Columbia. Columbia's City Council met last week, and July the 11th was declared Mackie Kaler Day. School board hopefuls participated in a forum out at Columbia State Community College last week. The event was live streamed and remains available right now at Main Street Maury's Facebook page. The County Commission's Budget Committee rejected a proposal to buy a bookstore adjacent to the county's new Judicial Center as well. That's all on the front page this week. Inside in this week's Main Street Maury, as I told you about in Lawrenceburg, the 22nd Judicial District will have a new judge starting August 3rd when Jessica Parrish will take the place of Judge David Allen, who is retiring. Now, the 22nd Judicial District, as you know, serves Wayne, Maury, Giles, and Lawrence County. So that's why you will get this news in all of our newspapers eventually, right? Maury County man has been indicted for tax evasion. We've got a public notice from the Maury County Election Commission with details concerning the November 5th election. Make sure you look that up. As always, Maury County's local newspaper, Main Street Maury, is the only place to see all the deals that are going on at Piggly Wiggly before you get there. So get your copy before you go so you'll know all the deals going on at the Pig down at Neely's Mill Shops. They've got the summer mega meat sale going on right now. I mean, doesn't that sound awesome? It just sounds awesome. The summer mega meat deal. Don't miss these deals, okay? We've got a candidacy announcement for U.S. Senate. We've got the Maury Arts Guild presentation of Finding Nemo Jr. that's coming up this weekend. We got local obituary announcements, local government public notices. Always important to know what your government's doing. Always good to get those notices. That's the reason they're required, so you'll know what they're doing. Weather from our friends down at Tennessee Valley Weather, and puzzles and comics and local church trips. The City of Columbia welcomes new police officers. We've got all that and some big sports news from sports editor Mo Patton. Let's go see what Mo's got.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton, sports editor at Main Street Maury. This week's print edition is literally chock full of information, so be sure and pick one up. You may have heard over the weekend there was a little development outside the county to the south just a bit. Grayson Burleson, two-sport standout down at Summertown, Vanderbilt baseball commit, all-state baseball and basketball player, has transferred to Loretta. We've got coverage of that and what it means particularly to the Mustangs on the basketball court in this week's edition of Main Street Maury. So be sure and pick that up and check that out. We also have, and I think we might have talked about this last week. We had it online, but we've got it in print now. Former independent softball standout Ryan Brown has transferred from the University of Texas to the University of Tennessee. She will have 3 years remaining, and she discusses her decision to leave the Women's College World Series National Runners-Up Longhorns for an opportunity to get on the field at UT. So check that out. Also, Columbia Central wrestler Jamar Morris signed a wrestling scholarship with King University back in April. Finally acknowledged it on social media channels over the weekend. We've got an article on that. We were over in Lewisburg last Tuesday for Kavaris Tears Day, as that town and county honored one of their native sons, the former Columbia Academy standout, obviously a key component in Tennessee's national championship drive. And we've got coverage of that big day over in Lewisburg in the print edition. We've got some youth baseball coverage as Columbia Americans 10, 11, and 12-year-old teams negotiate postseason play. Be sure and check out the print edition for coverage of their results. There is an event this weekend as the African American Heritage Society of Maury County continues its lecture series, and they will be hosting Middle Tennessee State track and field coach Ray Bonner. He will be speaking at that event on Saturday out at Muletown Rec. So we've got some information on him and that event. Be sure and check that out for more info. And Columbia Central is in the process of making some moves at the top of their athletic department. Co-ADs from last year, Mark Higdon and Megan Moore, are both taking on roles, one of those moving on. And we've got a new athletics director and a second one on the way. So again, coverage of all that in print in this week's Main Street Maury. Be sure and check out the website at mainstreetmaury.com as we continue to, move through the summer with post-19 activity. They were both in state tournament play this weekend up in Gallatin. We've got results from both of them in print and on the website. We'll be keeping up with the Columbia American 12-year-olds as they play in-state tournament action up in Clarksville this week, and whatever else comes across us. So again, be sure and check out the website, mainstreetmaury.com. Be sure and pick up this week's and next week's print edition of Main Street Maury to stay informed on local sports.
They have always met wildest expectations as far as taking care of my teeth and my health. Teeth health is very important now to your heart. And I told him one day, I said, I'd love to have nice teeth and nice hair. And he said, well, I can take care of the teeth, but I can't take care of the hair. And I said, you can make my teeth? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go for it. And he did. And I have been tremendously pleased. Dr. Hart, if you need him at night, he's here. This staff here will take care of you 24/7. You don't have to worry about, I can't get a hold of my dentist, my tooth's hurting. No, they will be here for you. And if I could get Dr. Hart to take that same artistry that he has and grow hair, then he would be double rich.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather today.
Starting off partly cloudy and then the 70s this morning. Maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm during the morning hours as we warm to the 80s, making the 90s by the afternoon. Once again, scattered showers and thunderstorms, scattered but more likely to be out there, and then more in the way of widespread showers and thunderstorms possible as we head starting into the evening and mainly into the overnight. Here's the Futurecast breakdown with the HER model, and I will caution that it's probably not widespread enough with the afternoon development. I do want to say that up front. Things will probably be a bit more widespread in the afternoon than what you're going to see at face value on the map here. But scattered showers and thunderstorms by midday and afternoon. Again, a little bit more widespread than what you see here. Daytime highs in the 90s. Otherwise, we head on into the evening and more development later into the evening, going into the overnight hours. And this is when I think showers and thunderstorms are probably at their most widespread nature as a frontal system sags in here directly and we deal with the front itself. No severe storms expected, but maybe 1 or 2 storms with some gusty winds. Lightning will be loud as it always, with the thunder as it always is during the overnight. So be aware of that. Scattered showers and thunderstorms likely to continue as we head on into our Thursday as the frontal system moves through across area, likely redeveloping more widespread once again into the afternoon hours. Front sags to our south Friday and Saturday. Rain chances don't go to 0, but they are more spotty Friday and Saturday. Once we get closer to Sunday, that plains disturbance moves eastward into our region. The front moves back north along with moisture. Thunderstorm chances becoming more widespread again Sunday into early next week. Again, we're not talking about severe storm type threats here, although on any summer afternoon, no matter what, there could be a stray severe thunderstorm warning because of an isolated storm with gusty winds. We're just not talking about widespread type stuff. We're not talking about tornado threats, anything like that. Just want to make that clear if you are wondering about that with the rain chances going up. Mid-90s today, away from the rain, and then that upper level heat ridge we've been dealing with past week or two weakens and shifts out into the Atlantic. We get into a trough of low pressure in the upper atmosphere, and that means cooler temperatures here. Not cool, but by July standards, definitely comfortable. Daytime highs between 85 and 90 starting our Thursday and all the way through the middle of next week, if not longer than that. This may be a pattern that lasts a little while. Low to mid-90s this afternoon, partly cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms increasingly likely scattered this afternoon, more widespread overnight. Low to mid-90s once again over northwest Alabama and northeast Mississippi. 7-day forecast looks like this. Again, scattered thunderstorms today, more widespread tonight and Thursday. They'll be more spotty again Friday into Saturday, and then they become more widespread again Sunday into early next week. After the 90s today, we don't have 90s on the board except for flirting with 90 itself for the rest of the 7-day period. There's a look at your latest 7-day extended forecast. Kelly Rawson is back in the Weather Center live at noon today with another local weather update.
Well, that's another hot week on Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. And you know what? It's way too hot outside for you to be doing anything else other than pulling up a chair in your air conditioning and reading a copy of your local newspaper. And don't forget, we also keep up with the news and sports, all the up-to-date stuff on our websites every day. And you can do that, by the way, also in your air conditioning. Visit us at lawrencecountyadvocate.net, mainstreetmurray.com, and pulaskicitizen.com for daily updates as to the news that's going on, as well as all the great articles and information that is in our newspapers. Thank you for trusting us, and the good Lord willing, we'll be right back here with Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee, next week.